Hey, what's up, everyone? It's your old pal, the KMN 1971. This time back, not with a comic book tag, not with a comic book haul, but rather my old side series, the Comic Book Collection Spotlight, where I end up grabbing a bunch of comics from my PC, a topic, and rolling with it. um, yeah, seeing I've recently pumped the brakes on monthly comic book hauls, I still like talking about comics, so I figured why not dust off the old side series. This month, the topic is going to be speculation. Yes, a topic that has never been talked about within the online comic book community, but I digress. So, speculation, right? Nowadays, the main driving force of back issue collecting. When I first started in this hobby, way back in the late 70s, early 1980s, collectors were basically collecting for runs and collecting for created content. Don't get me wrong, first appearances were still a thing back then. All the Silver Age and Golden Age appearances were definitely not cheap. And even characters like, say, Wolverine and Conan, their first appearances from the Bronze Age or even the Punisher were already pricey issues. Nothing like they are compared to today, of course, but for where the economy was back then, they were not cheap comic books. But first appearances were not the driving force that they are today, and speculation wasn't the driving force of the back issue market. People were more concerned with finishing their runs, or rather getting the first. The first start of a great creative run, rather it be whether it be Frank Miller's first Daredevil, John Byrne's first issue of Uncanny X-Men, Alan Moore's first issue of Saga of the Swamp Thing. That was one of the main driving forces of back issue collecting. Nowadays, it's all about the speculation. So why do we speculate? For me personally, it's just another fun aspect of the hobby. Of course, first appearances are still a major driving force. A killer cover. Buying an extra copy, that's something that I think might pop and I can flip it later on. A trendy back issue that all of a sudden we might have flipped over before, and you can pick up say something that's currently going for like, say, $20 for like $2 or $3 in a long box somewhere. Of course, movies and streaming, one of the major driving forces of speculation. Once in a while, it's some old school comic book driven speculation also, but mostly it's all about the movies and the streaming. And finally, Spec, and I put it in heavy quotation marks, news. With the news in heavy quotation marks, especially. Whether it be spec sites or influencers or whatever, you know what I mean? Sometimes you get some news that's rooted in reality, and other times it's not. But anyhow, I have like basically a short box filled of just spec books over the past like 5, 6, 7 years. So I thought it'd be pretty funny to go through all of them with you. So I'll be trying to go back from my early, from like the oldest spec books up to the more current ones. So here we go. So kicking it off, Hawkman number 19. And of course, this cover features the first time that Hawkman and Black Adam throw down, which obviously happened in the Black Adam movie. Haven't seen it yet. I'm looking forward to it. I heard it's fun. Not great, but a fun movie, which is all I can really ask for. But I'll probably wait until it comes out on HBO Max at this point. So just a special note, they don't actually throw down in this issue. I believe it's in Hawkman number 25. But this book, I guess it has shown a slight increase. It was basically $1 a cover price book. And now it's like maybe a $10 book on a good day. So the movie hasn't moved it that much, but better than nothing. And it is part of a great run. More Black Adam Spec, Action Comics number 831. This will be an example of me buying a double. And this is part of a pretty good Gail Simone, John Byrne Superman run on Action Comics. And it features kind of a hokey fight between Black Adam and Superman, but you never know. And this is a scene that will definitely, a throwdown that we will definitely see on the big screen, I'm going to say sooner than later. Finally, we have, to end off the Black Adam stuff, DC Universe Online, I guess number 1. This came as part of the deluxe package for DC, their online game, which tells you how far back some of these spec books go. I was actually playing video games still back then. Happy times. Anyhow, over this past year, I've really been searching out books that you cannot purchase over the counter. So this was only available if you purchased the game. So, and how often do we see Black Adam throwing down with Hal Jordan? Once again, at best, a $10 book online. Marvel Comics presents number 18, which features the first time that the She Hulk broke the fourth wall and the beginning of John Byrne's She Hulk run. So, just based on that, this is a keeper for my PC permanently. But as far as the She Hulk show goes, it was a bit of a disappointment for me. I'm not hating on it because it was a comedy. I'm just hating on it because it was a comedy that I felt a lot of the jokes felt flat, and I felt a lot of the writing fell flat also. And that season finale was just, I thought that was just trash. God, really bad. Daredevil kind of saved it for me. The wedding episode kind of saved it for me. I thought it started off strong with the first episode, but there was a lot of bad in between. Hopefully they can get some better writing for if they do come out with another season. Sensational She Hulk, number 15. I'm not sure. I can't even remember why this was popped a little bit, aside from it's the first time that the She Hulk turned gray. Don't know. Oh yeah, people. It is Morbin time. Still haven't seen the movie. And I really don't plan to either. This used to be a $10 book on a good day, but I haven't really checked on it since, so don't know. Also, same thing with this. Morbius, number 1 from Volume 1, from the Midnight Sun story arc, still in the polybag. Yeah, was a $10 book. I'm not sure if it still is. Peter Parker, Spider-Man, number 4. This featured the first appearance of the character that would be the main antagonist, I guess, in the Morbius movie. I don't know. Once again, I have no interest in watching the movie. I mean, I had barely any interest to begin with, but after hearing the universal disdain for the movie, I will do a hard pass. Doctor Strange, number 10. This is the first appearance, I believe, of Doctor Strange's brother, who goes on to become a vampire. And I don't know, there was some spec behind this. A lot of these books, the majority of these books were all bought within the $1 to $5 price range, so if they hit or not, I don't really care. I'll get rid of some of them if they don't, and others, like this one, I'll just throw it into my Doctor Strange run. Oh yes, the quote-unquote independent properties that might not be optioned. So here we have Sean Murphy and Zack Snyder. Scott Snyder's The Wake, and I thought this would actually be a pretty good horror movie, so who knows? Oh yeah, a jewel from the 90s. Rob Liefeld's Youngblood, number 2, first appearance of Prophet. Allegedly, Jake Gyllenhaal will be involved in the project somehow, so he's a pretty good actor, but I don't know. Was anyone, kind of like Morbius, was anyone demanding a Prophet movie? Alright, let's get some of these out of the way. Avengers from volume whatever. Once again, nice book. And I would like to actually put together this run, Jonathan Hickman's Avengers run. But beautiful artwork, and this features what is it? Oh, Shang-Chi in a cameo appearance, cameo flashback or flash forward appearance. First time he appeared in an Avengers comic. That was a thing for a very short time when the Shang-Chi movie was out. Thor Annual number 11, and cool Bob Layton cover, and this was kind of spiking a little bit when around the time of Endgame, I believe. Or was it Infinity War? Yeah, actually, it was Infinity War. That dwarf that dwarf giant that Peter Dinklage ended up playing that helps Thor construct, what is it? Warbringer, I guess? I forget the name of the axe. Damn it. Stormbringer. Whew. Jeez. Underworld, number 1, first appearance of Necron, a demonic character that I thought is pretty cool. A pretty cool new villain in the DC universe. I think the only appearance he's ever made is in the CW, which is almost like a kiss of death for a character. But, just another cheap DC universe first appearance. Why the heck not? All right, here is a lot. The one exception of me not paying $1 to $5. So here's Highlander number 0, and this came as part of a 3-issue lot when there was some speculation going around, I don't know, either last year or the year before, that Henry Cavill was going to be cast as the lead in a new Highlander movie. So not a big Highlander fan. I thought the first movie in the 80s was awesome, don't get me wrong, but the ones that followed it weren't that great. But I bought into it, so I was like, I'd like to have the first appearance of Highlander in comics. So here we are, Highlander number 0. I think that's the A cover. I believe that's the Delato B cover. And I also bought for some reason or another, the incentive variant by, I believe it's Tony Harris. So there you go. More non-superhero driven speculation. Anne Rice is the vampire Lestat. I guess there's a interview with a vampire series on AMC, which I didn't even know it was actually going on. I was just watching football the other day, and I saw a commercial come on for the season finale. So I haven't heard anything good or bad about it, which is, I guess, kind of bad. But Lestat, this is his first appearance. He's one of the main characters in that story. I still haven't seen the series or read the books, but I ended up picking these up out of a dollar bin probably 3 years ago. And back in the 90s, man, you couldn't find a hot goth girl that didn't love Anne Rice's vampire stories. So or her witch stories, actually. So here's number one. This is actually a second print. I ended up hunting down a first print for like maybe $10, but the rest of these are all first prints. So number 5, 6, beautiful covers too. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So pretty cool. These were hot books back in the, what was it, 1980s, 1990s? So love picking up books that used to be super hot on the cheap in the dollar bins later on. Even though I haven't picked, like the dollar bins in my area, they have dried up. I haven't picked up anything out of a dollar bin probably in almost close to a year. All right, last batch of books. Black Panther, number 2. You have Shuri, you have Doctor Doom, maybe a scene that might play out in the MCU on the big screen someday down the line. Doesn't hurt that it's a J. Scott Campbell cover either. So why the heck not? That was definitely a cover grab. Black Panther, number 11. This is probably the best example of speccing correctly, I guess. But it was a common sense thing. First throwdown between Shuri and Namor. So can't wait to watch Wakanda Forever. I didn't get to see it this weekend, but I will be going to see it next weekend after my cousin comes up for Thanksgiving on Friday. I'll be going to see it next Saturday, so definitely looking forward to it. And I will end it off with not necessarily the book that has spiked the most out of this batch. That would be this one, but probably my favorite speculation book out there, which I didn't know until I actually pulled these books out and I realized how many copies I had. So here we have Secret Wars, number 3. First full appearance of the Beyonder. We all know that Phase 6 is going to end with Secret Wars, so I can't see how you could possibly have Secret Wars without the Beyonder. So, you know, if they cast David Hasselhoff to play the Beyonder in, a couple of years, I'll be looking like a genius. So here we have 1 copy, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 Soldiers of Victory. Secret Wars number 3, first appearance of the Beyonder, or first full physical appearance of the Beyonder. So that's all I have for this installment. I will be back next month, probably with a comic book haul and my end of year special. So thank you all for watching, liking, and subscribing. And one more thing. Thank you all for watching my top 50 beauty comics tag video. I had like the biggest response for that video that I've had in years. It was like, I got like 3 to 4 times the amount of viewership. I ended up getting like 15 new subscribers. So thank you for all the new subscribers that have subscribed. I'll try to learn how to talk better too. No promises. And thank you all for the support. It was very humbling, and I'm very grateful for it. All right, so thank you all for watching, liking, and subscribing. I will see you all later. Take care.